Hello, welcome to my review of a TNA versus WWE sort of discussion, more or less. Here we have our first superstar, Abyss, longtime superstar in TNA. You don't really know that much about him, but there is. You know. Okay, here's Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel guy. Yeah. Pretty good. Started out a lot of independent companies. Very good backstory to him. They need more like him in TNA. Oh, there's Christian. The only reason TNA hired him was because WWE fired him. Which is one of the topics I'm trying to discuss here. The fact that 50% of, TNA's really good superstars are all people who WWE fired or didn't want. Bring us to our next, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, he's an Olympic gold medalist, etc., etc. He doesn't need any more praise than he's already gotten. He does, but still. Yeah, just another thing, WWE didn't want him, so, TNA was like, here, and then, now he's worked for them. One of their main eventers became a main eventer in the course of about, 2 weeks, maybe 3. And he was saying some stuff about Chris Benoit from what I heard on a local radio show, pretty muffled, but I'm guarantee you it was him. Thank you. Ron Killings. I know that's a really crappy picture, I couldn't get a better one. Again, WWE didn't want him. TNA got him. Samoa Joe. There is a good story. Samoa Joe, very good indie wrestler that TNA picked up. The type of wrestlers that TNA, well, they pick him up, they make him into a star. They don't necessarily take him to the level normally that they take the guys they get from WWE, but he is a good example of one that they did. Here's Senshi, really big in Japan, from what I heard. Name supposed to mean warrior or something. Pretty good wrestler, Here's Raven, another WWE guy, also, ECW, WCW, that hardcore click sort of thing. AJ Styles, good indie wrestler from TNA. One of the few that they took me to a star. I could name plenty of others, like, for example, Jay Lethal, Shark Boy, who've been there for a while but haven't had crap happen. Styles, a lot's happened for him, obviously. Here's Sting, the biggest wrestler in the industry to have never worked for WWE. Long time history with all his rivalries with Ric Flair, among others. A very good superstar, the best TNA has to offer at the moment, in my opinion. Just great performer. Great performer. Performer for TNA. Very good. Okay, here is Tyson Tomko. Tyson Tomko, I think. There is Tomko and Christian's there. Two very good performers, both took from WWE, and they took their storyline too, obviously. Here's Batista and Finlay. I decided to cram these two together, as you will later see I did with Ric Flair and I believe it was Undertaker. Yeah, two guys, very similar past. Well, not really, but it makes sense. Batista, just another type of wrestler that WWE wanted in early 2000s, I guess. 6'5" bodybuilding studs, and then Finlay, a really smart guy, works on their creative team. One tough bastard, just Finlay. That's Batista doing his finishing move, the Batista bomb, I believe they call it, on Finlay. Yeah, great. Here's CM Punk. Very superstar, just another one of the guys that TNA picked from their brand, I think, OVW. The OVW was in there for a while, really successful in OVW. In my opinion, one of the better superstars of his generation at the moment. ECW World Champion. Just good background. One of the few guys WWE took from indies and made him into a star. Normally it was a bunch of guys from NWA and even WCW that they used that already had the popularity, but he didn't, and they got him really popular, really fast. Great story behind him. Now here is one that many people detest, Edge. I read his book, very, very good, well worth the read. Surprisingly written by him himself. I know a lot of wrestlers like to use ghostwriters, etc., etc. You know, phenomenal superstar. Currently out with an injury, though. And here is Shawn Michaels. What can you really say about Shawn Michaels? Been wrestling a very long time, very successful. You know, had his fair share of injuries. Actually, he's had more injuries than I believe any superstar to date. But nonetheless, he's always been working for WWE. I don't think he'll work for anyone else before he retires. That's him, you know, the Heartbreak Kid. Shawn Michaels, the main event of the showstopper. Very prime example of someone that WWE's held on to for a while, which is very rare in their case. Very. I mean, they just don't do that. Here's one kind of weird story behind him. Hire him, fire him for no showing. Now he's back, Intercontinental Champion. Pretty good. Matt Hardy, great mid-carder, I would say, of SmackDown. Mid-carder on the rise. Currently tag team champions with MVP and some weird enemies being tag team partners angle that they have going there. You know, it's worth watching. Here is a guy, just prime example, 6'5" bodybuilding stud guy that I described as described by the ECW commentator. Here's another example of that, Randy Orton, but you know, just not really a good person to be around. I've heard plenty of things about him being very unprofessional. I've seen him in person. Not a very nice guy. Just not someone you want to work for or with. Good superstar here, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, 6'19". You know, pretty good wrestler as far as the cruiserweight division is concerned. Not necessarily at the top, but he's very near. Here's a guy I think deserves a lot more than what he has now with the company. Steven Richards, in my opinion, he should be WWE champion at the moment. Here's that picture I was talking about: Undertaker and Ric Flair. Oh, Taker, 14 years. We've all heard all the crap about him. Flair, he's just been around for a while. WWE is just kicking the dead pig as long as they can until he dies, or sometime within next year, which when he's rumored to retire. Oh, here's Triple H. You know, in my opinion, the greatest superstar of this generation of WWE, or any generation of WWE. Really a great performer. Guy can really cut an interview, get people to hate him or love him. Sometimes a combination of both. Very, very good superstar. Like I said, you know, while he may fit into that category I was describing earlier, he still definitely has the showmanship that's required to become and is the best. Okay, here, John Cena. Didn't really have much to say about Cena, but yeah, he's here. There he is. Woo, Cena, go Cena. My ice. There was no reason WWE should have made him hold the title as long as he did. I mean, he did, you know. In my opinion, he should have lost that title a long time ago, possibly to Angle, when Angle challenged him. That would have been pretty interesting. Or Edge could have kept the title. Very glad to see that title is in Randy Orton's hands. That's really because I like Orton. It's just I don't want to see Cena with that title any longer. And WWE can't really do anything else.